Hey everyone, Sam again from Wargamer Online, and I'm just going to do another unboxing today. This time it's going to be on Leman Russ, and this is my Forgeworld model which I picked up at Warhammer World. I went down there with Phil and Jack and they persuaded me to buy something even though I didn't need it just yet. So I've ended up picking it up and it's pretty exciting in its nice black Horus Heresy box. So I'm going to open it up and we'll have a look and see what's inside. Apple. Okay, so the first thing we've got when we open the box is the Horus Heresy instruction manual guide thing, which is so detailed, as always. It's just a load of parts, so I think it's more just to make sure you've got all of those parts, and if you haven't, you contact Forgeworld and say, please can I have a replacement part, but it at least gives you a guide on how it's supposed to look when you built it, which is really nice. And I don't know whether I'm going to chop this up yet. We'll see how the pieces look and we'll decide at that point. So it comes in. So we've also got the little quality check assurance there. GT, thank you GT for checking my model. Chuck that away. And it comes in these two plastic boxes. So the first one looks like the base actually. And we'll zoom in on this and just get a better angle. Pretty much like all of the other Forgeworld Primarch bases, they're quite massive for the main part. There's a lot of detail on here, loads of really nice runes, and they slot together so you can fit a 40mm base, so you can have Primarch on a 40mm base, and that will slot into there, and this should be built in a way so that it pretty much clips the Primarch inside that, and then you can put that onto this massive, I think it's a 60mm base afterwards, or it might be bigger than that actually. Not sure. It comes with everything you need. So you get two bases. I haven't actually looked at how this goes together, but that looks like a Thousand Sun part of a temple, part of Tizca maybe, after he's gone and battered them. So one thing I was wondering with this base sizes, I was wondering on what you guys actually do, whether you bother with this smaller base or whether you just put the Primarch on this big huge one. Me personally, I've always just put it on the big one because I'm not too fussed. I think even if he gets surrounded by 20 Marines and they get a bonus for attacking him, he's a Primarch, so it's pretty epic. So for me, the bigger base is absolutely fine. I do like, however, how they slot all together, and I think that's more of an OCD part of building this model. I like it to go together and fit as it should. So that's the only reason I would use the smaller base, is more of a challenge to make it perfect. But let us know in the comments below whether you use the smaller base or you use the bigger base. It'd be interesting to find out. Bunch of bits of ruined Thousand Sun scenery on there with a load of rubble. And there's also a dead Marine's helmet. Actually, it might not be a dead Marine. It might have just been somebody who lost his helmet. I'm going to paint blood splatter coming out of that, so it's definitely dead because we don't like Thousand Suns, not in our Space Wolves army. And there's these two nice little bits of temple looking spires that are mangled up as well, after Russ probably trod on them. So they're going to come off at different angles as well, so they look really nice. And then this big bit, actually the base is massive. You can see why it needed its own plastic box, because it's absolutely huge. So that's really nice. The next box, I'm hoping has all of Russ's pieces. I don't know, we'll have to see. Oh wow, okay. His weapons. I tell you what, let's just get all these pieces out and then we'll look at them one at a time. I'm really interested to see the detail on the face of this guy as well. We're going to start with the cape. Really, really nice looking cape. All this fur, it needs cleaning up a little bit, but you've got these bits of rope hanging down with fangs or teeth, and you've also got the rope with the diamond shaped gemstones and the rune stone, and I'm not sure what that is. It looks like the hilt of something, maybe an axe. Looks like it's going to go together with another part. And then you've got the underside of this fur cape as well, and the hide of that looks brilliant, so that's going to be nice to paint. And I've seen some people skip the cape, but I really like that. I think I'm definitely going to put it on there, and it adds to making the model look really dynamic. The next parts we've got are his weapons, and they are pretty huge. I'm not sure whether this sword is supposed to be a two-handed sword. It looks too small to be two-handed, but for a one-handed weapon it almost looks chaotic. I don't know the name of it, but it looks like it should have a name. Really nicely detailed. And this axe, I don't think I can zoom in anymore to see the runes that are on here, but it's just incredible the amount of detail that's actually on there. You can see there's a lot of indentations on there, lots of runes. Extremely nice model. I think I need to do a little bit of hot water treatment just to make sure this sword gets straightened out. I need that to be straight, otherwise it will keep bending every time I put it back in the case. They're the weapons, the most important part of the model, other than the face. Now this part is brilliant. In the conversion set that you get for 40k, there is a Space Marine backpack for the Space Wolves that they've got the two wolf heads on the top of here, replacing what's normally there for the vents or whatever they are, the exhausts. But I do like this double-headed wolf on both sides. It does. I mean, if you didn't know who Russ was, just look at his backpack, you can see he's got twice as many wolves as everybody else. Really nice looking backpack there. We've got a few other little bits here. So that's his shield, and one thing I was tempted to do with my model is convert him so he's got his right arm and he's doing like a shield barge on something. And I'm not sure whether to do it yet. I'm gonna have to look and decide whether I want to chop up this resin, because it always hurts me every time, a little bit inside, every time I start chopping up Forgeworld, but it might make him look a little bit more unique. Other than that, it's a nice shield. I could be tempted actually to switch it for one of the Wolfen plastic shields, because they're actually a bit bigger. And I'm not sure whether he uses this in the story or if it's got a name. You have to let me know in the comments below again. But if it isn't anything with a name, I'm pretty much probably going to just switch it for a Wolfen one and have a bigger looking one and make it look like it could shoulder barge a Land Raider and maybe take it down. We've also got a nice, I love my little daggers held on with these bits of leather. That's definitely going to go on him somewhere. And he's got a little pistol, which is definitely smaller than what the rest of the Primarchs have. So I'm not sure whether he's just carrying that for somebody else. Maybe he's got his best mate, one of maybe Bjorn's nearby, and he's just carrying it for him. What else do we have? Shoulder pads. Well, I think we've all seen these shoulder pads, they're incredible. Really nice detail on those. And I love all the runes that are on the armour, power armour itself. You can easily just chuck a grey paint on that, wash it, and that's as far as you need to go. You don't necessarily need to do much else, and these models will just pretty much paint themselves. And then we're going to go on to, we've only got a few more bits left, but there's his legs. I mean, the twisting of that torso, it's going to be difficult to convert that. Potentially going to have to chop off that leg completely and twist it around, but the pose on that is quite nice. It's almost like an animal, which I think that's what they were trying to capture. He's quite feral. He's going to be running towards something with his weapons out, snarling. You're not going to think twice, you're just going to leg it. You're not going to fight him. And I like this belt that's going around his waist. It's like Batman's utility belt, but with a big belt of Russ at the front of it. I'm really impressed with the detail that's on there actually. I don't know if I want to chop into this now. And then you've got his other leg, same amount of detail. An absolutely stunning model there. And then we've got these little straps. Not sure where they go. And there's an axe head. So on his pelt, on his fur pelt, we'll try and get that back actually. Where is he? So it looks like that axe head goes on the top of there. Just in case he needs more weapons, he's got one on his back. He can just reach over, grab it by the axe handle because he doesn't care, he's a boss, and then go and smack some Thousand Suns. So that's cool. Now, the final bit, and probably the most important bit, is his head. And that's a really nice detailed head. I think I'm going to have to, rather than doing the normal 3 or 4 layers for a face, I think I'm probably going to have to do at least 5 or 6, probably more, just to blend that face in and add some colour to the cheeks and to the eyes. It's got to be out in the cold, so it's going to be a bit nippy. So we can add some bloodletter to that to make him look like he's a bit chilly. And I'm not sure whether I'm going to use this wolf head on the pelt itself. I'm tempted to almost put it over his head, because the one thing I wasn't a fan with is this hair. And I'm thinking maybe I'll put the wolf head over the top of here and then sculpt some hair coming down the sides, make it look like more like a Conan feel rather than a fulgrim flowing up in the air hairstyle. And I think he'll look a lot darker with that pelt over his head. I think that's something I'll definitely try and do to the model if I'm not doing the posing. But all in all, absolutely awesome model. There's quite a lot of work to be done on this. I want to do a decent job on the paint job as well. So I'm going to do quite a lot of layers, especially on the face. I'm going to make that stand out, and the base. And there isn't a dead marine, which I was expecting. There's only the helmet on the base itself. So I think there'll just be a lot of blood splatters coming out of that, and we'll leave it there. So thank you for watching this video. Hopefully it's helped you have a bit more of an in-depth look at the sprues and so you can see what you can do with it yourself. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, it would be awesome if you could do, and liking the videos also helps quite a bit, so if you could do that. And other than that, just leave any comments of anything you want to see in the future. Thank you for watching this unboxing, and I'll see you next time. Bye.